everyone, welcome back to Socially Connected. My name is Himesha. If you have browsed my channel, you have probably noticed I have few playlists. One is called Let's Talk. Now this video is going to be the first video of that playlist. The reason for that playlist is I like exploring topics and discussing and really dissecting this topic as much as I can, and I like to have other people's opinion as well, to see where I missed any points. It's interesting to discuss, isn't it? So today what we are going to talk about is about our health. So I have 7 factors I think that affects good or bad health. So are you ready? So guys, we're going to talk about health, and I think there are 7 factors that I can find that affect our health. So I divided these factors into 3 categories. So the factors that we can control, the factors we can semi-control, and factors we can't control. So let's have a look at the first category that we can control. So the first one of that category is our diet. We can certainly control our diet. In my and my daughter's diet, what I look for is a balanced diet and a diet that is as natural as possible. So balanced in the sense, you know, I try to make sure my daughter eats carbohydrate, protein, vitamins and fiber and minerals, you know, in every meal side, and homemade food that hasn't got any E numbers or any, you know, MSG or any unnecessary chemicals in our food. The second one is exercising. What I try to do is some stretching exercises and some cardio, because when we don't stretch and when we don't move our muscles, as we get older, our muscles get matured and they become very stiff. And you know, I've seen people, you know, who are just over 30 and they can't squat. They can't squat down to the ground because their muscles are really stiff. So I try to, you know, as much as I can stretch. Again, you don't have to do stretching whole body in one day. Today you can do upper body, and then tomorrow you can do the lower body. Another exercise I really want to do is, as I said, cardio. So again, if you know, right now it's quite difficult to get out, you don't necessarily have to run, you know, if you don't have time or anything. What I find is when I squat, after like 50 squats, my heart is pounding really fast, you know. Or you can do skipping, go out of breath, and you know, it makes your heart work, and that's good for, you know, your fat burning. And the third one you can control is your mind. So if you know, worry too much, if you think, oh, I'm going to catch that virus or I'm going to have that illness, you know, you will probably get it. So you got to believe that you're strong, your body is strong, believe in the things you eat, good food, and the exercises you do, and believe in yourself that you won't get, you know, poorly or ill. Try and have a positive mindset towards your health, you know. Then let's go to the ones you can semi-control. So when I say semi-control, you can control these things, but sometimes it's difficult. First one is your surrounding. So you could be eating well, exercising well, and trying to have a positive mindset towards your body and health. But if you have toxic people around you, the people with conflicting personalities, you're probably going to struggle. So I have seen these people who are poorly purely because they're always fighting, arguing, you know, they're being toxic and they're being, you know, affected by toxic people. You know, you would like to get away from that environment. Sometimes it's your family, sometimes it's your colleagues at work, you know, sometimes it might be your village. So it's difficult then to get away from that environment. So in that case, I think what could come in use is try and understand human beings. That it's very difficult, it's easier said than done, I know. You know, Google and find out. There are loads of tips how to deal with a narcissistic person, or how to deal with a jealous person, or how to deal with a person who needs anger management. Hopefully that will help you. At least that's what I try to do. Not easy always, like I said, it's difficult. But you know, if you conquer that, it will be good for your health. So the second one of that category that is in our in semi-control is environment. Sometimes not sometimes, most of the time cities are full of bad fumes, smoke, from factories and vehicles, and then air conditioning machines. You can get away and go to more countryside, but it's not always easy. You probably have to live in the city because of your work or your family. So it's not easy, but you can, if you really want to, you can change that. So if you live near a rainforest or in an area where there's lots of huge trees that produce lots of oxygen and lots of clean air, it's probably much better for your health, don't you think? Something you can do if you live in the city, you spend your night time in your house, right? So you can have lots of indoor plants, so at least 8 to 9 hours of your day you inhale purified air, oxygen and clean air. So that's something you can do to tackle that. Now we can move on to the factors that we can't control at all that affect our health. The first one is genetics. They have found that you can inherit lots of illnesses, diseases genetically. Unfortunately, you can't change that, but again, you can combine this fact with other factors like diet and exercising, and tackle that way, although you can't tackle the actual genetic part by yourself. And then the last one, and the last one on this list as well, I would say karma, because that's a used word and everyone knows what karma is. Also, you can call it maybe good luck, wish of the universe. This is a grey area. I think a lot of things that could go under karma factor, or I think someone could explain that scientifically as genetics. So a fine example is my own granddad. His family, his dad and uncle had heart disease. His uncle actually died with the first heart attack he had, and then my granddad's all 3 sons, my dad and my uncles, have heart disease. They have high cholesterol. They've had to have stents done and all that. But my granddad hasn't had any illness in his whole life, and he's 91 and as healthy as one can be. Most of his lifetime, my granddad ate what my grandma cooked, and my grandma ate the same thing, yet my grandma had diabetes and high blood pressure. And my granddad, at his young age, even after having kids, he used to take alcohol drinks, and he used to eat beef, red meat. That's what my grandma didn't eat or drink all that. That's the only difference they had. My grandmother also had dementia sort of situation towards the end, but my granddad is absolutely fine. So I can only put it down to karma, because genetics seem to be not the case either, although there might have been someone who was healthy in his gene pool and in his family line, and he picked those genes up. So karma or good chance or good health is it's a grey area, but the best thing is to forget that part, forget that factor, because we can't change it. We have no control over karma, and because it's quite grey as well, just do not pay any attention to karma or chance or good luck, and totally rely on the things you can control, which is diet, exercising, your surroundings, your environment. So I hope I made you think, and I made you think about your health as well. And if you think there are other factors that I didn't pay attention to, please comment on the comment section and let me know, and we can discuss about that. I will reply to your comments. That would help me to explore more about this topic as well, because I'm quite passionate about good health. And I hope you enjoyed the first video of Let's Talk, and we'll talk about another topic again very soon. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.